Section 50. Janamejaya said, O thou foremost of all conversant with the Vedas, how did that game or dice take place, fraught with such evil to the cousins, and through which my grandsires, the son of Pandu, were plunged into such sorrow? What kings also were present in that assembly, and who amongst them approved of the gambling match, and who amongst them forbade it? O sinless one, O chief of regenerate ones, I desire thee to recite in detail all about this, which indeed was the cause of the destruction of the world. Sauti said, thus addressed by the king, the disciple of Vyasa, endued with great energy and conversant with the entire Vedas, narrated everything that had happened. Vaisampayana said, O best of the Bharatas, O great king, if thou desirest to hear, then listen to me as I narrate to thee everything again in detail. Ascertaining the opinion of Vidura, Dhritarashtra, the son of Ambika, calling Duryodhana, told him again in private, O son of Kandari, having nothing to do with dice, Vidura doth not speak well of it. Possessed of great wisdom, he will never give me advice that is not for my good. I also regard what Vidura saith as exceedingly beneficial for me. Do that, O son, for I regard it all as for thy good also. Indeed, Vidura knoweth with all its mysteries the science of political morality, that the illustrious and learned and wise Rihaspati, the celestial Rishi, who is the spiritual guide of Vasava, had unfolded unto the wise chief of the immortals. And O son, I always accept what Vidura adviseth. O king, as the wise Uddhava is ever regarded amongst the Rishnis, so is Vidura possessed of great intelligence, esteemed as the foremost of the Kurus. Therefore, O son, have nothing to do with dice. It is evident that dice soweth dissensions, and dissensions are the ruin of the kingdom. Therefore, O son, abandon this idea of gambling. O son, thou hast obtained from us what it hath been ordained. A father and a mother should give unto their son his ancestral rank and possessions. Thou art educated and clever in every branch of knowledge, and hast been brought up with affection in thy paternal dwelling, born the eldest among all thy brothers, living within thy own kingdom. Why regardest thou thyself as unhappy? What thou of mighty arms? Thou obtainest food and attire of the very best kind, and which is not obtainable by ordinary men. Why dost thou grieve yet, O son, O mighty armed one, ruling thy large ancestral kingdom, swelling with people and wealth? Thou shinest as splendidly as the chief of the celestials in heaven. Thou art possessed of wisdom. It behoveth thee to tell me what can be the root of this grief that hath made thee so melancholy. Duryodhana replied, I am a sinful wretch, O king, because I eat and dress beholding the prosperity of the foes. It hath been said that man is a wretch who is not filled with jealousy at the sight of his enemy's prosperity. O exalted one, this kind of prosperity of mine doth not gratify me. Beholding that blazing prosperity of the son of Kunti, I am very much pained. I tell thee, strong must be my vitality, inasmuch as I am living, even at the sight of the whole earth, owning the sway of Yudhishthira, the Nipas, the Chitrakas, the Kukuras, the Karaksharas, and the Lauhajangas are living in the palace of Yudhishthira like bondsmen. The Himavat, the ocean, the regions of the seashore, and the numberless other regions that yield jewels and gems have all acknowledged superiority of the mansion of Yudhishthira in respect of wealth it contained. And O monarch, regarding me as the eldest and entitled to respect, Yudhishthira, having received me respectfully, appointed me in receiving the jewels and gems that were brought as tribute. O Bharata, the limit and the like of the excellent and invaluable jewels but were brought there have not been seen. And O king, my hands were fatigued in receiving that wealth, and when I was tired, they that brought those valuable articles from distant regions used to wait till I was able to resume my labor, bringing jewels from the lake Vindu, the Asura architect Maya constructed for the Pandavas a lake-like surface made of crystal. Beholding the artificial lotuses with which it was filled, I mistook it, O king, for water, and seeing me draw up my clothes, while about to cross it, Rikodara Bhima laughed at me, regarding me as wanting in jewels, and having lost my head at the sight of the affluence of my enemy. If I had the ability, I would, O king, without the loss of a moment, slay Rikodara for that. But, O monarch, if we endeavor to slay Bhima now, without doubt ours will be the fate of Sisupala. O Bharata, that insult by the foe burnt me. Once again, O king, beholding a similar lake that is really full of water, but which I mistook for a crystal surface, I fell into it. At that, Bhima with Arjuna once more laughed derisively, and Draupadi also, accompanied by other females, joined in the laughter that pained my heart exceedingly. My apparel having been wet, the menials at the command of the king gave me other clothes. That also is my great sorrow. And O king, hear now of another mistake that I speak of. In attempting to pass through what is exactly of the shape of a door, but through which there was really no passage, I struck my forehead against stone and injured myself. The twins Nakula and Sahadeva, beholding from a distance that I was so hit at the head of, came and supported me in their arms, expressing great concern for me. And Sahadeva repeatedly told me, as if with a smile, "This, O king, is the door. Go this way." And Bhimasena, laughing aloud, addressed me and said, "O son of Dhritarashtra, that is the door." And O king, I had not even heard of the names of those gems that I saw in that mansion, and it is for these reasons that my heart so high ached. Thus ends the 50th section in the Dyuta Parva of the Sabha Parva.